Hi there, my name's Tom. I'm a pianist and composer. Do you play the piano but are bored with all the pieces that you're playing? I've got an exciting book that I've written called Pianistic. We're going to take a look at the Fifth Street Blues. You can buy the whole book, you can buy the single sheet, but if you'd like some exciting music in your repertoire, come over the keys and I'm going to show you how to play this really cool blues piano piece. Let's go. Well, that's the Fifth Street Blues, everybody, written by yours truly. And it's called the Fifth Street Blues, not because it's about a road called Fifth Street, because it uses perfect fifth intervals quite a lot on the left hand. Now, I'm going to show you how to play this piece, and if you've always been thinking, hey, I'd like to play some kind of jazzy blues music, this piece is ideal for you, and it's the first piece in my book, Pianistic Book 1. You can also get it as a single sheet as well. So let's take a look at the beginning here with the music on the screen. And we notice at the beginning that we've got 4 beats to the bar, and we're going to be taking a tempo of 115. Now, that's a little quicker than most blueses tend to go, but this is the rhythm pattern. As you get the feel. So that's about 115. We've also got an instruction to play the quavers in a swing style, and that's the pair of quavers with the crotchet quaver triplet. We'll talk about that in a little while. Let's take a look first of all at the first part of this piece, and we're starting off with the C below middle C and the G above, and this is kind of the remit of this song, playing in perfect fifths. Now, you notice at the beginning there we're going from C and G, and then E flat and B flat, and then back to the C and the G. Now I want you to pay particular attention there first of all of how that rhythm goes. So it's 1, rest, 3, 4 and 1. Now the trick there is to get the articulation right. So notice on the first chord, the C and the G, we've got a staccato. So we did that really short. 1, and then on the rest we jump up to our E flat and B flat, and we hold this down because there's a little line above it, and that means tenuto. And that means just to hold me on, give me my full 1.5 beats. Let's go back again. 1, 2, 3, count into 4, and then slide back, and that's the last half of beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Next bar. 2, up to F and C, and then back down, 3, 4, C, and do. Okay, then we're going to go different now. We're going to go down and play some 7s. So we've got G and F for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. And then what we do is we're going to step down chromatically. So notice I'm just dropping down. Look, half a tone there. Twist your hand, down another half. F and E flat. So G and F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. G, C. Okay, and that takes us to the 11th bar, on the 12th bar there's a G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, normally blues, not always, but it's very common for them to be written in 12-bar blocks. Okay, so think of this as a 12-bar blues. Okay, so we've now got the feel of the left hand. Let's just play it through at speed. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Make sure those rests are heard. Up to F chord. Ready, go. A flat and E. Back to the C. To big 7th. Walk it down. And C. 2, 3, and G. 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that's starting to sound really good, isn't it? So first of all, work on that left hand and get those articulations really worked out, really important. And you'll find that when you start adding the right hand on the top, it will work really, really well. Now, we talked about at the beginning about this swing style, and this basically means when you play quavers, instead of playing them evenly like this, you play them in a swing rhythm, and that means you pair them up. You make the first one longer and the second one shorter. In other words, you give the first one 2/3 of the beat and the other one 1/3 of the beat. So instead of it being 50-50 like normally even quavers, we go long, short, like this. Another way of thinking of that rhythm is Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dump. And that's how you play swing quavers, okay? Now, what we have to do at the beginning, if we notice here, look, the first bar of the right hand is a rest. Obviously, the whole bar is silent, and then we've got the first entry of the melody that goes like this: rest. So very bluesy there. Notice we're using G flat, we're using E flat. Later on, we're using B flat. So these are all the blues notes that we get from the blues scale. Now, what happens is you've now got to apply this swing quaver rhythm. So if you have a rest, as we do on bar 2, that's the hump of Humpty, okay? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, okay? Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. So I'm going to put my 4th finger on the G flat, my 3 on the F, 2 on the E flat, 1 on the C, and then we get this little pattern. A 1, 2, 3, 4, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. Not even like this. That's called playing quavers straight and even. We need to swing it. Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. And don't forget, the first one, if it's a note or a rest, it doesn't matter. The first one is always 2/3 of that beat, and the remaining quaver is the remaining third. So it's long, short, etc. So when we start that little phrase, we need to have our hands set up like that. Thumb on middle C, 4 on that. So it's a little bit cozy here. Then a whole bar rest, 3, 4, 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up to these black notes up here. We've got A flat, B flat, we've also got a B. Now we're not following strictly the blues scale here, we're doing some variations. Same pattern, look, rest. Notice the last note, look, is always quite short. Okay, then you go back down, play the first phrase again, bar 6. 2, 3, 4, 1. Then we're going to go back up the blues scale. C, E flat, F, F sharp, and this is my favourite bit. This lovely chord, look. B natural, E and G. And then we lift that up, drop it down chromatically. And then we lift it up and drop it down to the left a bit. So imagine it's like melting off the notes there. So we slide down. That's a great sound, isn't it? Lots of funky chord sounds in there. And then E flat, C, da 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 da. So you see that little riff there is very common, isn't it? And that's one of the signatures of this piece. Okay, so that takes us up to bar 12, okay, almost. And that's going to lead us off in a second. Okay, so let's now take the first 12 bars. So we're going from the first bar all the way up to bar 12 of the 5th Street Blues. So let's get set up in position. So little finger on C, down below here, and then our thumb here. So we've got our fifths. We've got our little riff here set up, and it's all about questions and answers, call and response. Okay, let's take it a bit slower. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how I played that. Listen to the styling. Short, long, short. And up. F chords. Down, move back to C. Do, do. And walk up. Now, as that's playing, look, you want to get your 7th set up. Now listen to what happens when we put this rather cool chord in. This creates a G7 chord with a 13. If you don't understand that, doesn't matter. It's just jazz, basically. Here we go. What a great sound, look. All together. 1, 2, 3. Now what we're then going to do is we've got to walk all this chord down to there, to the black note. So I'm just dropping down. Okay. Turning my hand to grab this F sharp chord, and then we turn our hand back the other way to land on F7, and that just melts down. So it's a nice little sequence, just got to feel the turns. That's a great sound, isn't it? I love that. There we go, look. And then we're going to get our hands set back up, G, C. So then we come in on that G, and then we bring our hand all the way now up an octave to C above, and 2, 3, and 4, 8. Notice, do you hear that Humpty Dumpty rhythm? Humpty Dump, Humpty Dumpty. Now this time that C's going to tie on as we lead back in there. So I hope you're enjoying this, folks. Please do hit subscribe. And as I say, this is coming from my piano book, Pianistic Book 1. Very exciting book. Lots of brand new arrangements and compositions, mostly written by yours truly. And if you want to treat yourself to the book, you can visit my website, tomhorton.co.uk, or one of my several platforms that I sell music on, such as Sheet Music Plus and Sheet Music Direct. And you can also buy just this piece individually, so please visit me. Okay, so we're now on bar 12, and this is the end of this first section. Okay, so we're going to bring in our G. Now we're going to use our chords from before, but we're going to do a little bit of chugging now. Okay, a little bit of chugging. So we're going to do 4 to the bar, 4 beats to the bar. But the chords are going to be kind of every 2 beats often. So first of all, we start with our C chord. So I'm on bar 13 now, gang. 1, 2, and then up to the E flat and the B flat. Notice how I'm using my thumb on the black note. That's okay, but I might want to go ba da 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 da. 1, 2, and then I can get up here. Look, 3, 4. Now bar 14. Look, C chord. Drop to B flat. Back to C, little chromatic movement here. Now down to bottom F. And here comes that 2 flats we had before. Okay, second page, we've got bar 18, then the G chord, back to the C chord, and then a little walking bass. So you've got to stretch over, look, B flat, A flat, and then we actually go into our chords again, our jazz chords, where we're going to go G and F, turn, turn, and C. Okay, so that takes us to bar 22, 23. There's also then bar 24 that leads into the final sort of 12 bars or so. Now you can hear there that that's following the same kind of structure, isn't it? It's got that same feel to it. Okay, so I'm going to go from bar 10, 11, bar 12 on the first page. Here we go. So 1, 2, G chord. So I hold that on, and then I bring my chords in. 1, 2, chug, really getting the chugging, solid beats. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go 1. Now here comes the melody. Now we're up here, look, this time. So we're middle C, G flat. Ah, hello, my friends. That's our riff from the bottom, isn't it? Just now an octave higher for a bit of variety. Okay, so here we go then. So it's Humpty Dumpty. Now we go to B flat chord. And make sure when that bar finishes, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that's a nice little change. So it's going B flat major, B major, C. So that's a little chromatic movement. And coming on with this melody, look. 1, da 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 da. So that's an example of syncopation. Okay, so what I've done there is I've gone 1 and 2, Humpty Dump. Don't forget the E flat will be the same because it's in the same bar. And you hold that down and then you bring your chord in. So see how that comes in before the next beat? 1 and 2, 3 and 4, E flat. Again, A flat and E flat, look. So the same chords that we had up here, we're just an octave lower. Next page, bar 18. Little blues scale. Now G chord. There we go. This is one of my favourite bars. I love that bar. That is so cool because it's playing, again, this kind of call and response thing. We're going syncopation here. So that's bar 1890, bar 20. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the left hand there is going C chord, then reach over, B flat, A flat. Now notice the fingers there, like I've put the finger numbers in to help. 3, 1, why 4? Well, because we then need our hand laid out for our big G chord, you see. So watch out for the fingering there. These guys always play in between the bass notes. So it's 1, E flat again, C, and then the last two notes go together. Notice the articulation as well. Staccato. These guys are very smooth, you see. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we land on that same. So once you've learned that G713 chord, really nice to learn. Then we go down. Remember the turn and the drop, and the turn and the drop. And then it leads in at the end, bar 22 to the finish, exactly the same. Okay, so I think that's working really well. Now, this is quite a good piece, I think, to learn hands apart. There might be some parts you might decide, like this bit, that you need to do that with hands together in order to get the sort of the feel of the moves and things. But I think it's quite catchy. I think it's got a good sound to it. It's really cool. The 5th Street Blues. Okay, so we are now going on the second page. We're on the second line. And then we've got this little fill-in bit. Because I think I'd run out of music for some reason, so I had to put an extra bar in. And that's all that bit is. That's bar 24. So it goes D and G for the G chord, then C and F, and then we go to C and G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now the other hand is going rest on the first chord. Here's the 5th look. And then we go F and B flat up here. And then we go G and C. Because obviously those aren't 5ths, some of them are 4ths. But this is all this thing about the circle of 5ths is also the circle of 4ths. And, you know, we've got all these primal harmonies here. Now, once you get to bar 24, it basically is then a repeat of the first bit. We're back round. And the big wrestle up, let you get your hand ready. Cha, and off. Then big chords. Walk it down. And then this little sign off. And then at the end we have this. Oh yes. And that's jazz at the end. Let me show you the last bar. Last few bars. So we're going to finish with our little riff. And then hold the C on for a bit. And then we have a bass clef on the right hand stave. That means that the notes are written in bass clef, but they're to be played with the right hand. Okay, so we've got an, we do the top, the bottom up, we've got an E, a B flat, and an E flat just above middle C. Now that doesn't sound too bright, but when you put the octave Cs in, nice gentle press, sounds a little bit like that. Why don't we play it all the way through? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. And there we are, folks. That's my composition, the Fifth Street Blues, featuring the blues scale, lots of great chords, chromatic movements, and the star of the show, the perfect fifth. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed learning the Fifth Street Blues from my piano book, Pianistic Book 1. You can get the book via tomhorton.co.uk. As an independent composer, I'd love for you to treat yourself to this and have a go at learning it at home. I'd love to hear also how you get on with the piece. Do please put some comments below in the description below the video. In the meantime, please do hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and I'll leave you with the Fifth Street Blues, and we'll learn another song soon from Pianistic. Many thanks. My name's Tom Horton, and bye-bye.